class 9 students. Today I will be continuing with the chapter Life and its Diversity. In my previous few videos I have talked about the different phylums under the non-chordata group of kingdom Animalia. The non-chordata group, as I have already said, are the ones those who do not contain the vertebral column, and the other group is the chordata group, and today we will be starting with the chordata group under kingdom Animalia. Chordata means those who have the vertebral column. Okay, so the subphylum means in the first chart you will find the subphylum Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. The first one are there in your syllabus, so we will directly start with subphylum Vertebrata. What is Vertebrata? Characteristic features include presence of vertebral column, presence of vertebral column, presence of cranium. What is cranium? The brain box, the structure, the skull, also known as a skull. Okay, so skull, the other name of skull is cranium, so presence of cranium or skull, and presence of a pair of lateral appendages in the body as locomotory organs. So lateral appendages means which we call as our legs, lateral appendages for locomotion. So those will be the characteristic features of vertebrata. Examples include guinea pig, pigeon, human beings, anything. Okay, so this is all about subphylum vertebrata. Now we will talk about superclass Anatha and Gnathostomata. The difference between these two are very, very important. So these are the superclass. Superclass means just the group of, just the category before class and after phylum. So it is phylum, right? Phylum, class. Here will be superclass. These were not there in the 7 obligate categories of linears. They have been added much later on. Phylum, class, order, genus, order, family, like that. So superclass means just before class this category will exist. Now talking about two superclasses, Anatha and Gnathostomata. First we talking about Gnathostomata. Now the word Gnatho or Gnatha means mouth, jaw. Mouth or jaw, better. Okay, so the organisms whose mouth, not mouth, jaw, okay, whose mouth has a jaw are known as Gnathostomata. Okay, and they have a presence of paired nostrils. Jaw is present in the mouth, paired nostrils are present in the mouth, and the internal ear is provided with three semicircular canals. Internal ear is provided with 3 semicircular canals. So these are the characteristic features. The main one is this one, presence of jaw, Gnathostomata, because the word gnatho only means jaw. Include obviously the organisms those who have jaws, just like pigeon, Labiorobita, it's a scientific name. You can also write human being, means Homo sapiens, you can write tiger, lion, anything. Okay. Now moving on to the opposite of Gnathostomata, which is Anatha. Now anything in case of science, if there is the word before anything in case of science, that means that particular something is absent. So here Anatha means absent, Natha is absent. So Natha means jaw, jaws, absent. Again, in case of Gnathostomata, they had paired nostrils. Here they have single nostrils. So these are the two main characteristics of Anatha. The most important one is jaws absent. Okay, Lambda SP, mixing SP. Okay, this is all about the two superclasses, Anatha and Gnathostomata. The differences between these two may also come. If you get the differences, you will write under Gnathostomata, you will write jaws present. Under Anatha, the first point you will write as jaws absent. The second point under Gnathostomata, you will write presence of paired nostrils, and in case of Anatha I will write presence of single nostril, and you will obviously give one example under each. So this is all about Gnathostomata and Anatha. You will not write it, you will not spell it, pronounce it as Agnatha. G is silent here. G is silent here. This will be Agnatha. Okay. Next, talking about the different classes under Chordata. So we have done super classes. Now it's time to talk about the classes. Now, in your book under classes, the first one you will find that is Cyclostomata. Cyclostomata is again not in your syllabus, so we will start right from class Chondrichthyes. So class Chondrichthyes consists of all the aquatic animals, mainly the fishes, whose body is covered with microscopic placoid scale. There are many types of scales: placoid, cycloid, ctenoid, ganoid. So only the placoid scales are found in the organisms of class Chondrichthyes. Next, endoskeleton is cartilaginous body. Cartilaginous body, and operculum absent. You all know the operculum. Suppose this is the fish tail, and this portion is the operculum, right? This is the operculum under which the gills are present. Okay, so operculum absent, and thus obviously gill slits are open. There is no covering of the gills because operculum is absent. So these are the characteristic features of Chondrichthyes. The most important one is cartilaginous body and placoid scales are present. Operculum means most important is this one, and others also you need to remember. Examples include shark torpedo. Torpedo is a scientific name. So underlining is important. Shark and torpedo are examples of class Chondrichthyes, but the most important characteristic feature is body cartilaginous, endoskeleton cartilaginous, placoid scales, operculum absent, thus gill slits open. Next one is class Osteichthyes. Osteichthyes. Here, the main characteristic feature is endoskeleton is bony endoskeleton. Means it is more like bones. The other one, Chondrichthyes, the endoskeleton was cartilaginous, that is much softer than bones. Okay. Next, what are the other characteristic features? Body, the scales in case of Chondrichthyes were placoid scales. Here, cycloid, ctenoid, ganoid. These are the different types of scales that are found on the body of Osteichthyes, and tail fin hemicercle, that one you might not read. Most important is this one, and obviously this one also you will have to read. Examples include rohu fish. You all have eaten. Katla fish, also the scientific name is Katla. Scientific name Katla. Okay, these two examples and these two characteristics for class Chondrichthyes. So I hope you all have understood till this much. I have discussed till class Osteichthyes. You have 4 more classes left: class Amphibia, class Reptilia, class Aves and class Mammalia. Those classes I will discuss in the next video that I make for this chapter. And till this much I want you to learn the examples 1 or 2, and I also want you to learn 2 or 3 characteristics of each group of organisms. I have made you mark I have made you mark which points you will read and which examples you will read, so learn accordingly and don't leave your studies for the exam, because you will get a lot of pressure at the end. So keep on taking down the notes, whatever notes we give in offline class or in online or in the videos, just make them ready and learn the chapters on time. Okay, I hope you have understood whatever I have taught you today. Thank you.